The Dunham and Miller morning program announces the Secret Ranger at 7:35. And then we get somebody on the line to see if they know the Secret Ranger. And if they do, their Secret Ranger will take a swing for them, hoping to hit a single, an extra base hit, or a home run. So, on our phone now, Grego, we are joined by Dennis Sanguadolce.
You got it.
Greetings. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you guys doing?
Good. Where do you live?
I am in Dallas, down in Lakewood.
All right. Very nice. How old are you?
I am 34.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a computer programmer.
Do you know the Secret Ranger, Dennis? That is the big question.
Oh, I do. He's Julio Franco.
Ah, yes, the great keeper of the big gold. Well,
right.
You're in business here, Dennis, because now the keeper will swing for the fences for you.
Play ball! Here's the pitch. Oh, look at it! It's a single!
Well, not extra bases, not a home run, but not an out.
Yeah, single. There you go.
That's right. That means you get your choice of a great prize like a nice Sony digital camera, a Lazy Boy recliner, a Weber grill, and there is more for you to choose from. You will also get a pair of tickets to a 2005 Rangers game. Thank you for playing Grounded or Pounded, presented by Miracle Mortgage and Grubbs Nissan. Now, everybody listen to Dunham and Miller tomorrow morning at 7:30 for the extension that will be playing the great game. Dennis, you stay on the line. Dan Paul will be dealing with you shortly.
Thank you.
All right, there it is. Ground it or pound it for today.
I think we've had a winner every time.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to give a shout out
To whom?
Don Wheeler.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is he the Blizzard man?
Not only did he find a Dairy Queen, he found Yamaha West and delivered them. And Don just thought he'd go ahead and haul off and get larges.
He's a very fine man, then.
Just larges. Thank you, Don.
All right, now, we were going to do Baseball 101 here. I think what we will do is suspend that until tomorrow because we got some audio that we need to listen to, I understand.
Yeah, this comes from, we have a traffic person up here every day, Mike. I don't know if you've met her before. Her name's Barb Smith. Barbie, if you're out there listening right now, you might want to wander in the studio real quick. Barb didn't realize that she was on the air and made an unfortunate noise and before she did her traffic report. And
Well, what kind of unfortunate
it's not
noise?
a very ladylike noise. It's not something that women normally do. Barb, come on in here. Come on. Get in.
Oh, no.
Get in here, Barb. Sit down.
Is
I
it
told you
something
we only had a couple of minutes for this.
Is it something that Reiner says they can't do?
Well, no. It's not that foul.
Well, no, it can't be that because they can't do it.
It's not that foul. Yeah, hey, Justin, turn her mic on there. Is it on?
Oh, dear.
When was this? Was this a while ago?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think I know what I did.
Yeah, so here's what happened a little bit right before Barb's traffic report.
Today on the ticket?
Yeah, it was today on the ticket.
Okay, well, it might have been on the bone. She does them too, you know.
Yeah, this was on the ticket.
Okay.
This is Saturday. I was going to say Saturday. Excuse me. That was onion hamburger.
Gross.
Oh, crap.
Barb.
Got a new problem now. Westbound 183 Airport Freeway. Loop
Oh,
H1 to the left.
no.
Backing things up
Barb.
from Mid-Cities to Central Drive. Westbound.
Oh, Barb.
I belched, but that wasn't in here.
Wasn't it? Where else would it have been?
I don't know. That was me.
All of that was on the air?
No, it was
Was that
off
on
the
the
air, but we
air?
were recording it.
Well,
We have a secret recorder.
I know.
And
I
you
can't
were-
even go anywhere without you guys
Onion and
getting me
hamburger.
drinking, burping, everything.
Play it again.
Oh, my God. This is Saturday.
This
I was
is
gonna
Barb
say
off the
Saturday.
air.
Excuse me. That was onion hamburger. Am I on? Oh, crap.
Wow,
Ready?
Barb.
Now, what did you say that was right after you did that? What did you say it was?
I had a big hamburger for lunch.
You had a what?
A big hamburger for lunch.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought you said onion.
I had onions and garlic on a hamburger.
She said that was an onion burger.
Ugh.
I was taping something. I'm glad I didn't say a curse word. I did say crap. Oh, Can you say that?
Yeah, you can say crap. No, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
Be careful.
yeah. Well, Barb, just be careful when you're making noises like that.
That's a good thing I didn't do something else.
Like what?
I would have never done that. Not at work.
Well, you can't do that.
I can't do that. I don't do that. Y'all are mean.
You do that in front of your husband?
You exposed me.
Do you?
Does she do what?
Have you ever
No,
done that
but
in
he
front of your
sure
husband?
does.
You make
He does it all the
you
time.
make potty in front of your husband?
Well,
No.
no, she can't do that.
How do we end up talking about farts?
She's physiologically incapable of that.
Y'all are like
She's not even
body
wired for that.
functions.
Yeah, she is, too.
No, she's not either.
Some people don't do that. My youngest daughter does, and my oldest daughter never does. Some people just aren't wired
Oh,
that
so you're
way.
admitting that a girl does it?
Yes.
No,
Okay,
she
Ron,
doesn't. She
Ron?
does not.
My oldest daughter, I don't think I've ever heard her do that.
You're hearing something that you're mistaking for that, but she can't do it.
How can you mistake a fart?
Well, easily.
Well,
That was
easy
not
on a girl.
fart. That was a burp that I did.
Was it?
Yes.
let's hear it again.
Saturday. I was just going to say Saturday. On this. Excuse me. That was onion hamburger. Am I on?
Oh, Barb.
Crap.
Oh,
See?
she signaled she was ready to do the other.
No, I did not. I hate you guys. Y'all always get things that I don't want out. So
All right.
it's always stuff on the. That was for the other station.
That's all right, Barb. You can't do the other. I mean, I know
Not in
that.
here.
She
I
can't
know
do it.
you-
I heard her do it once.
No, she can't.
You have not.
You did, Barb, one time.
No, I'm the one that walks in this room, and Corby always warns me, "Get out! Don't go in there today." And I wonder why the door is wide open. You know,
There's a
there's
fan going.
It's like what?
And who do you think it normally is?
You're mouthing me to say something.
I am not.
Yes, you are.
Well, most of the time it's you.
Who do you think it is, Barb?
Yeah, if you had to guess, who would you guess?
Well, my daughter told me the other day. I said, she said you smelt it, you dealt it, and the one with the rhyme did the crime. That's what she told me. The one with the rhyme. Okay, you know when people
Oh,
say
dear.
you smelt it, you dealt it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I said that the other day, and she said the one with the rhyme did the crime. And I've never heard that. So I try to see who says that when I walk in. It's usually Corby.
Do you get most of your
It
comedic
usually is
material
Corby.
from middle school kids, Barb?
Y'all don't think that's
Blake.
funny? I do. Never mind.
We're
Let me
very
go.
highbrow on this show.
All right, Barb, well, just be careful, okay?
Thank you for embarrassing
Oh,
me. That was Corby.
We're listening to you.
I'm taking my headsets off and getting out of here. I'm embarrassed.
All right.
Put the mic up to your rear end. Go ahead, Barb. Oh, Barb.
So you guys are going to run her off,
No, we're not.
just like you've done all the other traffic.
No, that was run off by the morning show.
We love Barb.
Barb knows we're playing with. We don't get nasty like the morning show does.
We love her.
Plus, she's got giant boobs.
All right, what are we doing next? What do you want to
Jugs.
do next here?
Do you want to do Spin or Spare? 3 hot acts with 3 hot new songs? Plus,
All right.
plus a very local tie.
All right,
Or do you
let's
want to do
that.
something else?
No, we can do that. Spin or Spare next.
Eagles and the Patriots Steelers have in common, they all play this Sunday beginning at 1:30 during the NFC-AFC Championship games on America's favorite radio station, Sports Radio 1310, The Ticket.
5:18 is the time. This is Sports Radio 1310, The Ticket. You're listening to the Hardline. Good afternoon, everybody. Get into a little cowboy talk with the Mickaroo. We call that the Ranch Report. And it'll be coming up in about 15 minutes or so. Also, we got Community Quick Hits tonight at 6:10. I believe we have a very special guest, right?
The most controversial political figure in Dallas right now is coming up at 6:10.
All right. Well, right now, it's 5:19 here on The Ticket.
Happens to every one of us, but nobody likes to talk about it. But he's gonna ask you about it anyway, and you will not know what to say. It's diarrhea, diarrhea. It's in your hand. diarrhea. It's diarrhea, man. Diarrhea, man.
Well, the plaintive tones of Like Lord Zevon usher Dirty Diarrhea Man. It's in your hand. Into the room. Hi there.
Hi, Diarrhea Man.
Hey.
What's the matter?
Nothing. It's good to see y'all.
You don't sound very eager to play your craft.
No. I can't wait for you to hear this interview.
Why?
Because it's funny.
Think you might have hit a home run with this one?
Oh, I don't know. It's just funny. It's just...
Well, now, you've only been on here once.
No, I think I've done it like 3 times, but it's been like a year, because basically I forgot who I was, I guess. I forgot that I existed.
I thought you'd only done this once.
No. I know I've done it more than once.
Well, why don't you tell everybody exactly what it is that you do and what craft you ply?
Well, you see, I have 2 loves in this world. Sports.
Yeah.
And diarrhea.
Why do you like diarrhea so much?
He's fascinated by it, Hammer. Aren't you? And how it affects the professional athlete.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll go to a professional athlete and ask them very good generic sports questions, because that's what I like to do, and then I will take the biggest left turn that there is to take with diarrhea questions. And trust me, there is no bigger left turn than that. When you've got a guy sucked into a generic interview, and then you shoehorn that subject in, and the look on their face is so priceless.
He thinks he's going to be talking about how much better the team's playing now and how well things are going and how, you know what, we can still contend in this thing. And then all of a sudden, what happens? He gets asked about diarrhea.
Right. And the goal is to get him to say diarrhea. That's really the ultimate goal. Whatever else happens after that is pretty much gravy.
So to speak.
Right.
If you will.
So today I went down to the Washington Wizards shoot-around. They're in town to play the Mavericks. And I found the guard, I don't know if he's a point or a 2, Juan Dixon.
Oh, the former Maryland great.
Yes. Was he the MVP of that?
Believe he was.
Final Four?
Believe he was. He led them to...
What?
A terp?
Oh, what's that, a turd?
No, terp.
Led them to the national championship a couple years ago.
Do you know also that the teammate on there, Steve Blake, plays for the Wizards? Remember the white point guard?
Yeah.
He's on the Wizards.
No,
So
I didn't know that.
The backcourt for that team they were both there today. So, that's all you need.
All right, let's listen to Diarrhea Man with Juan Dixon.
All right, your winning streak got snapped last night, but still you guys have to be pretty pleased with what's been going on around here lately.
Yeah, we're a very confident team. You know, we struggled against San Antonio last night. They're one of the best teams in the NBA. We was missing one of our leading scorers in Larry Hughes. So just got to continue to play hard, play well. We're off to a strong start this year, and hopefully things keep going our way.
How much has the confidence grown here in the last month or so?
Yeah, we're a completely different team from last year. You know, with the addition of Antoine Jameson and some free agents, we definitely have a different look this year. You know, guys are playing with more confidence, and most importantly, guys believe that we can be one of the top teams in the league.
Antoine was here last year, and, you know, everybody knows what he did here. Basically the same thing that he did here, doing for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, most importantly, he's providing that leadership role. Something that Stack and Leighton provided last year, but, you know, Antoine's that locker room type guy that you need. You know, he doesn't cause a lot of havoc in the locker room. And for the most part, he's a good kid.
Talk about your struggle with diarrhea and how it's, you know, changed your life.
Diarrhea? With what?
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea?
I'm with the FDDA, the Food and Drug and Diarrhea Association. Our goal is to dig out the diarrhea, and everyone, and we've targeted you as a problem. Is this? I'm good. What?
Diarrhea? What are you talking about, man?
Your teammate Steve Blake at Maryland and here said that you had your own splatter-proof toilet at Maryland and here. Is he lying?
Oh, he lying, man. Don't lie. Hey, Blake, what the hell are you talking about, man? Come on, man. I don't believe Steve Blake, man. Diarrhea? What the hell are you talking about?
So, who gave you the nickname Doo-Doo Head?
Dang. Hey, you want my shoes? Who gave me the nickname Doo-Doo Head? Doo-Doo Head. I don't know. I'm the cleanest person on the team. I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You're not Doo-Doo Head?
Oh, no way. No way.
All right, Juan, I appreciate it.
Oh, dear.
Well, if your goal was to get him to say it, you
He
succeeded.
said it like 5 times. Diarrhea?
In like 5 different ways.
It sounded like he grabbed the mic away from you and shouted.
He yelled it one time.
Screamed it into the microphone.
I think he realized after like 3 times saying diarrhea, he finally went like, diarrhea?
That was funny.
Boy, I'm shocked he must have been.
He's the cleanest person on the team. How can you call him Doo-Doo Head?
Now, what happened after the microphone was turned
Well,
off?
it's so funny because I was going to tell him what was going on, you know, but he took it upon himself to go find Steve Blake, who he thought gave me some inside scoop on him having diarrhea or
So
something.
you got the hell out of there?
So I just ran out of there, yeah, because he was going straight to Steve Blake. I got out of there quick.
Gosh.
It's really hard to keep a straight face, too.
How do you?
It's really, really hard to be serious about that. To tell him I'm from the Food, Drug, and Diarrhea Association. And our motto is to dig the diarrhea out of everybody.
And what association were you with last time?
The F, what was it?
NRDA,
Yeah, the
National Rifle and Diarrhea Association.
Oh, my God.
You guys have to remind me that I exist because I forget. So I'll
Maybe next time you can be from the FFDA, the Future Farmers in Diarrhea.
Maybe
There you go.
Maybe so.
Man, I salute you because your craft is difficult.
It is.
If you forget who you are, will you please send your good buddy over here? Bob Tatanka Jones.
Oh, I hear he has a drug problem. He's not going to be able to
So
join.
he can get help.
I saw him a couple weeks ago.
I did too.
No, you did.
He didn't
Yeah, I
talk to
did,
me.
too.
Well, what about your other buddy?
In fact, I saw him up here.
What about your other buddy we haven't seen in a long, long time?
Who?
Classic rock guy.
Oh, yeah.
He died, didn't he?
I think he OD'd too. That sucks.
No, I think he just requires too much work. is
Well,
all
he
it is.
does, man.
All right.
Diarrhea?
Nice. Gosh. Now, what was it like the first time you whipped diarrhea out?
Well, because normally they don't look at you while they're answering questions. They're kind of just staring off in the distance, you know,
Right.
but I'm always eye to eye with them. And then you bring that up, and the head just turns immediately and stares at you with
Diarrhea?
Yeah, with that look. Really inquisitive, like going, what the hell?
Wow. Man, I feel for you.
Good times.
Your job is not easy.
No, it's
You
not.
know that?
No.
And you're damn good at it, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, there he goes. Diarrhea man.
Diarrhea?
And Juan Dixon. The Reg Report is next. Did we enjoy the first day of school when we were youngsters?
No,
What year?
Any year.
no.
No, I
This
didn't.
Summer was over. I got to tell you, I get depressed knowing, like, my nephews came over, and the Sunday before, and I was talking to them about it, and they're going into, like, 8th and 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I got upset for them. I mean, I felt bad that they had to go back to school. They were just like, yeah, I mean, they weren't, like, totally bummed out, but, like, yeah, my teacher, I don't know about my teachers, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, school just sucks.
Boy, if you only knew then what you know now, you know how great it was.
Yeah, but the first day, I don't care. It's always sketchy, man. You don't know who you're going to sit by. You don't know. It was just, and maybe they know more than we know now. I mean, like, especially college. I've talked to a couple people, and I know Jordan's this way too. And I was like, so you have to go in and register and all this stuff? They're like, no, you do that online. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So they don't have to stand in line at all?
No.
Oh.
For nothing. It's all online.
I don't know, maybe to get books or something like that, but I'll tell you, she could not wait to get back out there.
College, yeah, that's different.
Yeah, it is different. But back in the day, when the first day of school would roll around for me, when I was like in grade school and stuff, every year I could predict to within 2 kids who was going to be in my class, even though I didn't hardly see any of them all summer long. But I always knew who was going to be in my class because it was the same group every year, because back then they would take a grade level, like 5th grade or 6th grade or 7th grade, and they would pick out the smartest kids and put them in what they called the accelerated class. And then the rest of them were the dumber class.
The crowbar
classes. Yeah.
Mike Reiner.
Which one were you in?
I was in the accelerated class.
Whoa.
Or the smart class, as it was called. Think they could get away with that today?
I don't think so.
Class?
The smart
Yeah.
class.
What the hell happened?
I don't know.
When did you start? When did you go from the smart kid to the I don't care anymore kid? What grade was that? Middle school?
There were very apparent signs of it even then.
I bet I can pinpoint it. When did you get your first set of drums? What age were you?
I was about 14.
I'd say about then, about 13, 14.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Because 13 is when you started wanting the drums.
Yeah.
You got them at 14.
Yeah, that's about right. But every year they would they would fish a couple of kids out of the dumber classes, and they would give them a whirl in the smart class.
How'd that work out for them every year?
Well, some of them made it. Some of them didn't. There were a couple who they would, like the 5th grade year, they'd put them in the smart class, and they were able to hang in there for the duration. But there were, like one that I can remember in 6th grade, they put him in there, and he was so overwhelmed that the next year he was back with the dummies.
He couldn't grasp the concept of the gerund, huh?
No.
The gerund. I didn't know. I mean, it was kind of, you found out the day before what class you were in and everything for us, and then once you got to school that morning, it was like, will you sit by me? Will you sit by me? Like in your main classroom or whatever.
So worried you were going to be by yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, petrified of it.
You weren't assigned seats?
No.
We were.
No. It was just, will you sit by me?
No, we were assigned seats.
Now, about half and half we were.
It didn't take very long before the teachers realized that it was time to move the certain group of guys that all they did was BS with each other during class. So inevitably, I would show up.
That's all right. They can hang. They're okay. They're okay.
I would show up to class, sit there with my buddies, and then within a week, one of us would be separated because we were making too much racket.
Yeah.
Which was fine. You got to take a shot.
White racket?
Yeah.
Well, we were assigned seats. A lot of the time, this was done in alphabetical order, which invariably meant I was sitting behind Carolyn Redding.
Did you like her?
No, not so much.
What was wrong with Carolyn?
Well, her mother was a teacher up there, and she thought she was a little bit special because of that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But by the time I got to junior high, that was different because there you went from class to class, and you were on your own, and you had classes with different kids and everything like that. Now, when did that start for you guys?
Same
7th
time,
grade.
Junior high. Isn't that weird, though? Thinking about in elementary school, how you spent 8 hours basically in one seat.
Yes, 8 hours with the same kids every day.
At the top of the hour would roll around. All of a sudden, it was time to take out your math book.
Yeah, and that went on for me from 3rd grade through 7th.
Now, see, we didn't have accelerated classes like you did, like smart kids, and they didn't set. Everybody's glommed together in elementary school. In junior high, that changed, and you started you're in the honors classes.
Yeah.
That's what they called it.
Right.
But when I was in 2nd grade, they tried this little thing. I don't know what they called it, but it was, they pulled like 10 of us out who tested well.
Mm-hmm.
And put us in this program. And
It was the CASE program.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because I was in it too.
Okay, my parents asked me, they were like, do you want to do this? And I was like, okay, sure, I'll do it. And then I found out that my recess was different from my other friend's recess.
Mm-hmm.
And it was me and all the dork heads in the CASE class together.
Oh, dear.
And so we'd go out there to recess, and it's like 4 girls and, 4 dorky guys, and they didn't want to play or do anything. They wanted to study.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my mom, I'm like, out. I'm done. Because recess was it for me then. I mean, I loved recess. I loved my hour of playing. And so I couldn't have that. And so I was out.
So there was no CASE test for you?
No, my parents were like, that's fine. I'm never going to press it or anything.
How about you, Ty? Did you get in on that?
It didn't mess up my recess so much, and I was a nerd, so I stayed in it. I am a nerd.
All right, I don't know if anybody is aware of this or not, but we had a pretty big ticket event last night. That would be Fight Night at the Village Country Club.
Gosh, that was a fun event. That was so much fun last night.
So thank you, Dos Equis. Thank you, Quick. Thank you, all of those who were involved. Thank you to our promotions crew for staging a wonderful event, doing a fine job. And thanks to everyone who showed up. Thanks to the Village Country Club for having the thing once again.
Thanks to all the hot girls in Dallas, because every one of them were there last night.
A lot of ladies out there.
And thanks to our girl fighters, too, who all were just tremendous.
They did good. The first fight I thought was a little more physical than the second one, our MILF fight.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the better of the 2 fights.
Right.
I thought
that was one of the better fights of the night.
I did, too.
Yeah.
The Karen and Jean fight?
Yes.
Were you surprised at all that Jean didn't win, as angry as she looked at the start of that fight?
Yes, I was. But
she got tattooed a couple of times by Karen.
Yeah. Hey, we might have, or I might have, well, I know I did, but the rest of us might have underestimated Karen.
Was that left hand?
Boy.
I mean, Jean couldn't protect herself.
No. She was strong with it. And Jean hit a lot harder.
Well,
I thought she'd take her out, but
she could bring it with that jab.
That did not work out that way. Now, what were some of the other favorite fights of the night?
My favorite was the Pete fight. Smiling Pete, our engineer, versus when he was all decked out in his Spurs gear fighting the Mab fan.
Right.
That was the best fight.
That first round was about as good a fight as you'll ever see.
That was Hagler Hearns. I mean, they were going crazy.
Yes, that was pure savagery. Now, they both petered out in pretty short order after that.
Yeah.
That first round was pure savagery.
Poor Pete. He was so confident.
And both of them could hit hard, too. And both of them took some pretty good shots.
Well, that was my favorite fight. And then our second girl fight, the problem was that Nikki, who just looked unbelievable up there.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. She couldn't land. I don't think she landed one punch.
But she hit her on
Lisa.
top of the head a few times. That was funny.
Lisa was pretty. She was solid, you know.
Yes, she was.
And she couldn't hit her. She never hit her. Not one time. She couldn't get her gloves to go through Lisa's gloves.
Well, Lisa was pretty tough.
Yeah.
Lisa could have held her own against a far more formidable opponent than that.
Yeah.
And Nikki kept her right all cocked back. And she was just totally open every time.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about it was they were all good looking. They were all juggy, too.
Yeah.
A couple of them took boob shots.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then we had the Groobs and Jer fight.
I think we'll all agree that was the worst fight of the night.
No, the
first
Twin
one?
Peaks, Twin Peaks girls. That was the worst fight. Followed by this one.
That was more about the high anticipation we all had that a boob might pop out.
Yeah.
Was that the one where the girl said that, well, I don't want to hit her in the face?
Yeah.
It's my moneymaker.
That's her moneymaker.
No, that ain't her moneymaker. Well, probably second.
No, I think it's pretty well down the list.
No. No.
Yeah, but you guys never hit each other.
Did you?
I don't know why we had that fight.
Time kill.
Because we ran out of people, apparently.
Well,
ran out of ideas.
Then have one less fight.
I'd have been fine with that.
And the thing is, I can't tell you how many people came up to me before those fights started, not pissed, saying, "Is there still time for me to fight?" Like they wanted to fight. I'm like, where were you?
Yeah, that big dude that looked like an MMA fighter came up and was like, "Y'all need fighters?"
Hey,
the guy that was all tattooed out that looked like he was just about to
he wanted to kill somebody.
Seagoville on work release.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody had a month.
There were 2 more girls who were ready to go. Random, out of the blue, didn't know each other either. Like, I'd like to fight if you can get me in. I'm like, I'm sorry, you need to get on the stick a little quicker.
Should we leave a window?
Can't do that.
Should we leave a window open for that next year?
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe we should just go there and just fill the card with who wants to show up.
Hey, we did have that unscheduled fight after the card was over.
Don't they got to sign a bunch of paperwork,
they
though?
sign it there.
It's just a little form.
I mean, is there anything that went on beforehand that can't be done there?
I mean, they have to get tape regardless. Their hands have to put on headgear, and they have to get instructions from Lawrence. So I bet you can do that. That might be kind of interesting. Just have an open card, and everybody just sign up when they get there.
Okay,
like a wet T-shirt contest.
We were supposed to have a fight between a guy whose wife was cheating on him or something,
and her new boyfriend.
Did that not happen?
That didn't materialize.
That sounds like the one you want to do in the parking lot. Anyway.
That was heavily promoted here on the station, and alas, that didn't materialize. I'm not sure why.
That was featured in our station promo about it.
Yes.
Yeah, nice work.
The ticket.
That's right. The Cumulus station.
The ticket. God, there was a million people out there, though. I mean, that
place thing really draws, doesn't it?
Was packed. Well, it's fun, man. I mean, is that not the perfect location?
Couldn't have anywhere better. And
Sun went down.
Yeah, the thing is that the grounds around the ring was packed, but unlike I think last year, the deck that was packed too.
Well, you couldn't tell
the
last
deck couldn't be packed last year because we were there.
Yeah, but there was a lot of people behind us last year on that deck, but we never saw them because we'd have to turn around. But that whole area,
and there was, I went in once to the bar to get something to drink. That was packed.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about you, Mike, because you've almost died about 100 times doing this show.
Mm-hmm.
Through various stammers and stutters and coughs and wheezes and hacks.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day was maybe the most serious of all of them.
Really?
Yeah, because you were so excited about baseball talk that I think you forgot where you were, and so you start to cough and you try to fight through it, and then it just all ends up in this volcanic, I don't know what you call it, but it's pretty funny.
But I'm taking them.
I too have gotten Braves religion.
What?
What the hell?
It's the big one.
That was it.
But when you look at them, there's
what
no
that
reason
was,
to pick them.
What that was yeah, but you know what? I can't. A cough that came up in mid-sentence.
Nothing you can
But
do
you
about
tried to fight. You tried to speak through it.
I did. I didn't. I probably should have stopped talking.
Yes.
Coughed and then gone on, but I didn't. I tried to keep talking, thinking it would go away, and it didn't. Therefore, I cough-talked.
Now, this noise has many funny elements to it.
The funniest thing is the more you narrow it down and isolate it, the better it gets.
Yeah, so here's a little
As
shorter
most do.
version.
I too have gotten Braves religion.
And here's my favorite version of it.
Braves.
Listen to that very beginning where, you just lose all control.
Braves.
And then here's just the cough.
Is that the very short little...
Play the second to last one.
Braves.
You felt things going wrong, and you just tried to work in the word Braves.
Well, I tried to fight through it.
Does any show have a bigger symphony of ridiculous noises
than this?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
With my voice cracking
Absolutely
every
not.
5 seconds. And
no show in America has that.
God,
they can't do what we do.
We're horrible broadcasters. Horrible.
All right, so this is something we like to call Robot Grego,
who is back,
which we hadn't done in a while. And I've stopped.
Robot Grego.
I've stopped taking requests from people, and I like debating whether or not it's robotic, unless it is for sure robotic. And I think this one qualifies as for sure robotic. This is the other day when we were talking about the new Prince album. Prince debuted at number 1 for the first time in his career on the Billboard 100 charts.
That 3121?
Yep.
God. Thanks, Robot Grego.
Robot Grego.
Yeah, that is, man.
Whew.
Play the short one.
That 3121?
Just computing numbers.
That 3121?
Here's Robot Grego detecting binary code.
That 3121?
It's almost like the 31 and 21 are in separate pitches, but both pitches are extremely robotic.
I'm not very far from warning Will Robinson.
No, you're not.
I'm not that far away.
No. So that's the only Robot Grego we have so far. But if you do hear one, please email, because a lot of times we'll miss it if they're...
P1s, they never pick up on that.
If they're talking sports or something, just be sure and listen up for it. And if you don't know what Robot Grego is, it's just when he gets in this real monotony, steely, robotic voice. And the first time we ever heard it was with Fry Street, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, it was hazmat uniform. But the alpha male of all the Robot Gregos is the Fry Street one.
Fry Street.
This is my favorite. Do you have the long one? Just because I like to hear it every month or so.
No, we don't have it.
And that's the one. Danny, that's the one where we were all talking, and I stopped down in your ear, like, dude, did you just hear that?
Yes.
Are you aware of what he just did? Of how impossible that is?
Go.
When?
8.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's good.
You know, the mayor and the police chief in Denton got rid of Fry Street. Maybe the mayor in Dallas and the police chief ought to get rid of this.
So we were teased by this story the other day in our meeting, and we were told that it's one of the top 3 greatest stories ever told, and to get ready and to prepare ourselves and to exercise today to prepare for it. So we did.
Yeah, we needed 3 days to get ready for this story.
This is the story of Danny and the Rat.
So I took an extra day off last week to make a nice little weekend trip to San Francisco to go stay with a good buddy of mine and go see the Wilco at the Fillmore. Amazing venue, great show. They were doing 5 nights there, and we caught the second to last night. Just a nice, relaxing dude getaway weekend. So Sunday morning, we get up to watch football ball, and we fly out later that afternoon. Around the middle of the Cowboy game, we headed to the airport. So sometime in the morning before the noon kickoff, I get a text from my kid who was staying at my house while I was out of town. It says, "Hey, dude, almost about to leave your place."
Hey, dude.
Yeah. "Almost about to leave your place. Thanks for letting me use your laundry. By the way, I just saw a mouse in the kitchen from the couch, so you may want to get a couple of traps. I yelled at it, and it hid."
So here's your kid sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Saw, dude, and everything, and he's like, "Hey, get out of here.
Get out of here, mouse." So I said, "Crap, okay, a mouse or a rat?" He's been to college. He goes, "Is the difference that rats are bigger?" "Yeah, and bonita fish are big too, kid." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "IDK, man. I don't know. Maybe a rat. Had a good-sized tail. Wasn't huge, though. It happened real quick." Popped out about halfway. I yelled at it and stomped, and it took off back towards the fridge.
To its home.
So that's what I have to come home to, is knowing that there is a rodent in my house. And wondering how it got in, because I don't leave food out. I'm a relatively clean, neat person, especially if you're going out of town. You make sure you take out all your garbage. You don't leave dishes in the sink, none of that, right?
They get in no matter what.
Well, somehow, and it must have been when I was bringing in groceries or something, he got in through a door that was left open.
Right.
And couldn't get out. And There were no droppings. There was no attempt to eat bags of flour, or there was no evidence that he had been there for a while. Heck, he probably got in when my ding-dong kids running in and out of the apartment doing God knows what while I'm gone.
Probably.
Or the house. So anyway, I get home, and I'm thinking, all right, well, I don't want this thing running around the house. So I get a mousetrap, a standard issue, old school wooden mousetrap with the bar, the metal bar. Not a rat trap, a mousetrap. Right. Yeah. So it's about, maybe 4 by 2 or 5 by 3 inches. It's not that big.
Did you put cheese in it?
I put a little bit of cheese and covered the cheese with peanut butter. That's what you do to catch mice and or ratas. And I set the trap by the refrigerator, right where Josh told me that he saw him come out. I'm like, all right, fine. So I set it, and I end up running some errands, come back, nothing happens. I check it before I go to bed.
And by the way, don't you, when you walk in there to the kitchen, because I've done this before, don't you walk slowly because you're afraid of what you might encounter?
Yes. And you're kind of squinting.
Yes, you're like, oh!
And I don't like, man, those rats and mice freak me out.
Hate them.
They freak me out. Critters in general, I'm not a fan. So I end up going to bed. Everything's fine. The trap's still empty. So I'm been sleeping for a while, and I'm in the middle of a dream. And I hear at 5:35 in the morning, snap! Followed by
oh no.
And I lay in bed, I'm like, oh my God. Something is trapped and it's still alive. So I wait about a minute.
Is it flopping around?
Yes, it's flopping around, and I can't see it. I'm just like under the covers, just freaking out. So the flopping stops, and I get up and I turn on a light that will kind of illuminate the area near there without it being a real bright light. So I have to look right at it.
Yeah,
and I see the image of it's a rat, dude.
Oh.
It's no little mouse, but it's not a big fat rat. It's like a baby or medium-sized rat. Probably about the size of a good dill pickle.
Okay.
Tail about 8 inches long.
A definite rat.
Yeah. What had happened is rat went in to get food, and the trap came down and caught him by the skin on the side of his head and his ear. So the trap is attached to the rat. And the rat is laying there, and I'm thinking looks like he's dead. But I'm thinking there's no way that little trap did enough damage to kill this sucker, all right? So I get it close enough, and I take a picture of it. I don't know why. And I realize...
Take a picture of it?
And I realize...
At 5:30 in the morning?
Yeah. And I realize that his eye is looking at me, and he's breathing. So I freak, and I run to the living room, and what do I grab?
A book.
No.
A hoe.
A shoe.
Wrong on all three. Nope. I grab the Red Ryder Daisy BB gun.
No! What are you doing?
Because I don't want to get close enough to it.
You're going to shoot.
So the Red Ryder Daisy BB gun is sitting up in your living room just ready to be grabbed at all times?
All times. All times.
Protection. That's his open carry.
Yeah, that's my open carry. I grab the Red Ryder, and I'm in the dining room, and I can see the rat with the trap stuck to his head in the entryway of the kitchen. So from a distance of, I would say, about 10 feet, I draw a bead on his body and pull the trigger, and it hits him, but it doesn't penetrate the skin. But what it does is it revives him. He comes back to life and starts running through the dining room, along the baseboard, behind the rowing machine, with trap just dangling from his head.
No way!
Yeah. And he ends up in the corner underneath my desk, trapped in the corner with a mouse trap stuck to his head, and he's squealing.
Oh, Danny!
So, at this point, I can't really see in there, in the corner of under the desk. So I go into the kitchen and I get
Boy, how awake are you from being
freaked out, dude? I'm shaking. I'm shaking. This was like had to have been what it felt like when the landing craft doors opened on D-Day.
Clearly, yes, the same thing.
Yes. So I'm freaking out talking about it right now. So I go into the kitchen and I get these awesome little tactical flashlights. You familiar with those?
Yeah, of course.
They're really, really powerful, and you can zoom in.
Yeah.
So I get the tactical flashlight, adjust it cupped to the barrel of the BB gun, and I zoom in on the rat. And there he is. So I cock the thing, fire, and it feels like it's misfiring, like nothing's coming out. And I do it again, and it just doesn't, because normally if you shoot at something, most of the time you're going to miss, and it's
right,
going
you're
to
going to hear something, yeah.
You're going to hear something. So I do this 4 times, and then I zoom in on the rat, and I realize, holy crap, not only did this thing not misfire, but I got 4 direct shots right into his neck, and there's blood everywhere.
Is he still alive?
No.
Oh, God.
The rat had been exterminated.
The rat was dead.
Yes. And I am jumping around, and I'm in my underpants. Dude, I'm telling you, if someone had have filmed me in that 5 minutes it took by the time I woke up until the rat was dead, and then what I had to do to wind down after killing the rat, I'm telling you, it would be the most viral video on YouTube ever.
I love the fact that you revived him by shooting him. Okay, because I know the noises.
And meanwhile, by the time that I had filled him full of copper,
yeah,
it somehow, I guess I hit him enough to where the mouse trap, like became detached from his head.
Oh God!
Yeah,
you really shot him.
Yeah, I messed him up pretty good. So then I got, dishwashing gloves and got the rat out of there and threw him out into the street, and then sanitized the entire dining room wherever he was and cleaned up rat blood.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. It took me, Corby, I didn't go back to sleep until it was like 7:45.
Okay.
I could not sleep.
So in my dealings with the rodent or with the roach or things like that, I know the way that I've become in the state that I'm in, and I will, if in fact, like something, like the time that I was in college and the flying roach flew up my shorts.
They're everywhere right now, too.
They are. They're everywhere. And I literally, my friend said that I screamed like a girl and passed out. Like, Ow! Did you, when you revived the rat with the single shot and he's running around your baseboards dragging the trap, were you like going, oh my God?
Yeah, I was freaking out. I actually took a shot at him on the move. Like, he was like running down the baseboard. I'm like, I got you, but it missed. I didn't lead him enough.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I would pay millions of dollars.
You can't understand how ridiculous this must have looked. Some middle-aged guy in sleep pants with a tiny little Red Ryder BB gun fighting a rat with a trap stuck to his head. Oh, God. I'm still breathing heavy thinking about it.
So
scary.
Awesome.
But there's no more terrifying wake-up feeling. Like, you're out of the bunker than the
Did you know immediately what it was?
Absolutely.
You did.
I sprung right up. I was like, oh, my God, I know what that is. But then
And you weren't going to go in there until that stopped, were you?
No.
Yeah, because that thing, what if he would have dragged that thing in there and eyeballed you like, I'm alive!
Are you scared of rats?
No, not really.
No?
They don't freak me out.
Heebies, man.
They're just so fast and...
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't dig them or anything.
And this wasn't
when I lived on Victor, one time I lived upstairs and I was loading gear in upstairs after a gig one night and made several trips out to the car. And as I came in, I looked down I was about to open the door, but I just in my field of vision saw a rat up on its hind legs there at the door, just doing this, And I just kind of stood there. It was like that. I mean, he was looking at me, and I kind of stood there and looked at him and
Gave him the knowing nod and brandish your piece and moved on.
And then opened the door and he went scurry. Fortunately, he ran out around me and got out of the house.
But they don't want to be around you. They want away
they
from
don't.
you. I don't know why I'm thinking this thing is just going to jump and attack me with a trap stuck to his head.
Yeah.
However freaked out you are by them, they're freaked out of you more.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
But all those years in BB Gun Club paid off.
Boy, you got 4 in the neck.
Did. Direct shots right to the neck.
That's pretty good.
I would have blown holes in the wall. I would have shot windows out. I would have blown my computer screen up. I would have missed a million times.
Must have been taking pretty careful aim.
Yeah, and the tactical flashlight helped too.
How about that? And you don't think you could have made it in the Army? You would have been fine, young man.
You know what? I think you're right.
You would have been just fine.
Yeah, Knob could have used you.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
I like the Daisy Red Rider aspect of this thing the best.
In his sleep pants.
Mm-hmm.
How will you feed? Brought to you by
American Leak Detection.
Go ahead.
What?
Start.
Okay, here's
you have
Cobra.
something. No, you have something to tell us. You've been keeping things from us.
I've not been keeping things from you.
The hell you haven't.
You thought you could... You know what? I guarantee you, had you not
Called
picked
him
up
out?
on this, we would have gone the rest of our lives never knowing.
Sure you would have. You would have noticed.
How?
All right, I got an iPhone, okay? I got a frickin' iPhone.
I got iPhone money.
Yeah,
Jerry
Joe
Jones
money. Yeah, iPhone money, Jerry Jones money.
After all these years of calling it the tool of the cool and the hipster douchewad device, look who's finally come around.
Well, it's a trial run.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure it is. And boy, if you're listening closely today, the amount of pings and hums and buzzes.
It is a freaking notification fiesta.
Good God, man. It's unbelievable.
I don't have this thing down quite yet, okay?
Ping, buzz, bong.
Every tweet, every Facebook update,
Yeah.
every email, every text, every weather
right,
change,
I
every
don't-
sports score. We all know about it.
Alert.
I don't have this down quite yet.
So you're you're one of the last holdouts, I think, and you finally had to acquiesce. So you've had what type of smartphone for all these years?
Various forms of the Android. Most recently, the Samsung Galaxy.
And why?
Yeah, why? That's my biggest question is, why did you do this? Or why are you
Why did I
why
do-
are you
why did I do
considering
this?
Yes. Why did you switch to the dark side?
Well, it was time for new anyway, and everything else I have is Apple.
Which begs the question, why didn't you go to this a lot earlier?
I don't know. I just didn't. I just got used to Android and stayed with it. And it's a little bit of a mind warp when you first try to adjust to this.
It is so much easier and will become so within days of whatever phone that you were used to before.
That could very well be. A lot of people tell me that, but I got very used to...
Good.
That's real. That's not a drop.
God.
God.
What?
I thought I turned this stuff off. I turned sounds down.
Who's calling you?
Oh, and look who it is.
Jeff Newberry. That's the big unit.
Okay,
bastard.
Man. Yeah, you don't know how to do anything yet.
No, I don't. I'm just kind of learning this off of the iPad. You know, I've had iPads for a long time. I have a little bit of a feel for how they work. And they tell me that really the main difference between the phone and the iPad is you can use that as a phone.
That's
You make phone calls with it, but everything else that you do on this pretty much works the same way there.
From what I understand, that's the case. But let me say something about, because I had a similar experience. The only reason that I did iPhone was out of convenience and compatibility, because like you said, You got everything else is Apple. I'm not like that. I did get a MacBook, but I think I got that after I got iPhone money.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it because everybody else had one, and with an Android, it made it so much more difficult to communicate.
It's impossible.
Because you'd have to download text messages. You would have to. The photos don't look right. The videos don't look right. If you're sharing something between an iPhone and an Android, for the most part, if you're on Android, it just doesn't communicate well with iPhones. And so all of the guys that I play with and band people and my close friends are all on iPhone, and I just decided, you know what, it's going to be easier to do this. It's going to make everything a lot more compatible. But I'll tell you what, I love Android better. I really do. I don't like the iPhone. I think it blows.
Why?
Because everything's so proprietary about it, and you can't find files. You can't save files onto this, and there's a folder that you can go to. It's not like an actual computer. Apple is just so proprietary, and they make everything so exclusive and synced up within itself that you just don't have the customability that you do with Android, with Google phones.
Yeah, see, I don't use my phone for that type of stuff, though. I mean, for me, it's really easy. If I want to do an interview, I hit record.
Yeah,
I can send it to my...
It's very simple. It's definitely cell phone for babies.
It
truly is.
Yeah.
It is super simple. But, yeah, for example... Like I said, being able to locate files, being able to
what kind of file do you need?
change your battery. If this battery goes dead, you got to take it back to the damn company, and they've got to install one for you rather than just going and buying a new battery or a SIM card or a memory stick. You can upgrade your memory with. I mean, they're just so much more expandable.
You need to do what I do.
The Google phone
Either break it or lose it every 5 months, and then you just go get a new one.
I know what you're saying, but just like a Word document, you have to save everything to the cloud. You can't save it on your phone. I just think that it's an inferior product, and I do long for the days of the Google phone. And I have a feeling if you don't get your head around this thing in a week or two, you're going to go right back to it.
Could happen because just about everything you say, I was sitting here listening to that and going, yep. I mean, I just got very used to it. Now, I've never had any problems syncing up Android with iPhone users or anything like that. There's never been any kind of issue there, I don't think.
Well, there has been. There's been lots of group texts that we've been,
yes.
A lot of them that you just don't get, or something will show up on your phone 100 times, you know?
Or it'll have a bubble that you'll have to click on it to download it to read it.
Yeah.
It's usually when you're involved in group texting is where you run into problems communicating iOS with Android.
Yeah. Now, there has been that a lot of time where I will get, those group texts from you guys and...
Your phone's ringing.
Oh, you bastards.
Just turn the damn thing off.
I did!
No, press the button at the top and hold it down.
Turn the phone off. You know how to do that?
He can't handle that.
And it's not me calling you.
Yeah, it is, too.
No, it's not. Someone pulled the old gag of my phone was ringing, too, and it was your number. So, at the same time. But mine's on silent. Mine's on but everything that I have, and you know what you need to do is
airplane mode.
Is every single notification that is there, just turn it off completely. You don't need any sound emitting from that thing.
I like sounds emitting from it.
You do a radio program. You don't need sound at all. I mean, you're invariably going to go to your Facebook on there, to your Twitter, to your texts. You don't need to know when it's updated because you'll just go to it anyway.
But I like the sounds.
Oh, what do you want?
What do you have, a mobile over your bed?
Seriously,
yeah, I do.
You like the sounds?
I do.
I like the sounds.
I like mobiles too.
And another thing, Apple, they set this thing up to fail just so you'll buy a new one every damn year it comes out. Okay, so Samsung makes one that you can throw against a wall that Lil Wayne or Wheezy can pour champagne on it and dunk it into a fish tank and it works. Apple's had the technology. Why didn't they do this 7 years ago?
Yeah,
because they want you to break the damn thing. That's why do you see every iPhone has shattered glass?
Yeah,
because it's an inferior piece of crap, and they want you to replace it.
Will you please turn it off?
I'm going to come in there and take it away from you.
Do you know how to turn it off?
Yeah, I know.
Then turn it off. God bless it.
I want to cuss.
Don't yell at me.
Don't you want to cuss?
Yes. Not only is it on, it's on full blast.
And now that we're talking about it, all of his buddies are calling him.
Yeah, of course.
All right, don't yell at me.
It's like Norm. Norm's got his phone up to 1 million. But look, as far as you getting used to it, you'll get used to it very quickly, especially since you do have an iPad. There's no difference between the two. None. Unless you just want to, you like the size of that iPad better. But that is an iPad. That's a tiny iPad that you use to make phone calls. So you're not going to have any problem getting used to it. And if you're not, I don't deal with files. I don't even know why you would in the first place on your phone.
Just like a sound file, a document file, everything. If it's any type of audio file, it's got to be. You got to deal with freaking iTunes.
But you don't. I mean, just send it to your email.
And just the automatic downloading of everything. Like anytime you have a voice memo and you sync up your computer and you're running around the lake and you want to hear Don Henley's Boys of Summer, but no, there's some interview with Josh Howard from 11 years ago that comes up.
I think I'd rather hear that.
What is this?
Crazy, man.
Mine doesn't do that anymore. You have to turn off that thing of automatic downloads, especially voicemails. Yeah, Josh Howard. It is maddening. There are so many maddening things about Apple.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree. The iTunes thing alone is enough to make you completely insane. It is
absolutely insane.
The fact that I have a desktop, a laptop, and I know people are like, "Oh, it's all in the cloud." Well, it is, but it's
so
not.
So are Kate Upton's vagina pictures.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Right. Exactly. But it's so strange trying to. Well, this is now hooked. This phone is now hooked up to this computer. Which, if you hook it up to the other computer, then it's not compatible with that one. I'm like, dude, I bought all this music already. Can I just have it all on one thing? And it's complex. There's no doubt about it. But from a phone standpoint, just your telephone and you using Twitter and you using Facebook and you using email.
And doing the things I normally do with
yes, which you use 1% of the phone, all the apps on there, whether it's Fandango or texting penis to your mother. Any of that stuff is really simple. And so from that aspect, it won't be difficult for you. I'm just glad that you finally made the move to the hipster phone of now.
Let's see if I stay.
So you didn't actually buy that phone?
I did, but I got a couple weeks.
They give you time with those things now?
She told me she would. I got a couple weeks to mess around with this, and if I don't like it, I can bring it back and get back into a Android.
It is amazing how few people have that now, though.
What's that?
The Android phone. Like it's almost like it is. It's Walmart. Apple is Walmart. Walmart is Apple. They just own such a chunk of everything. You know?
Didn't used to be that way.
No. Not at all.
And what is Android? Costco?
Yeah, it is. Kind of is.
I like Android. I like Costco, too. All right, community quick hits are coming up.
Your phone's ringing again. All right, let's talk about...
Not it.